right, Josh Peacock going against Marty Firmer on the O'Reilly side. Guess Tommy Johnson works on this Ford F-150 because it says Tom Johnson over there is his sponsor. Peacock gets there first, goes 13.07 at 108 miles an hour. Marty Firmer goes 15.50 at 88 miles an hour. Thomas Daigle, Gonzalo Romero in the O'Reillys. Hey, Gonzalo turns on the red light. Daigle, not bad. He's got some work to do with a 347 light. He goes 13.28 at 103 miles an hour. Gonzalo Romero goes 15.37 at 91. Michael Gervais and Spencer Marcel, 67 Barracuda, going against that Z06 Corvette. Hey, he's ran like 1097 today with that car. And he's got the air conditioning on and a block of wood to slow it down. And hey, 1094, 1097. Let's see what happens with Gervais this time. If it goes slower, he probably put a bigger piece of wood on underneath the gas pedal. All right, Mike Gervais, hey, he's not fooling around today. 010 on the tree. Spencer Marcel goes 051. Mike Gervais got it slowed down, goes 1109 at 123 miles an hour. Spencer Marcel goes 1187 at 112. All right, now we have Fred Shoeing. I wonder who the other guy was. Comes up with the same name. In the 73 Chevy C10 pickup, going against Paul Martin in the Grand Am. We were talking about that earlier. Have not seen one of those Grand Ams forever with that nose. I mean, that nose was pure and simple. 70s. I mean, 1973, like, they did not really know what to do when they were coming up with that nose. 1381 at 93 miles out, Fred Shoeing. Paul Martin goes 1512 at 89. Jim Keel and Alex in the O'Reilly lane. Alex goes 1409 at 96 miles an hour. Jim Keel goes 1219 at 113 miles an hour. Dennis Crawley and Doug Huggard in the O'Reilly lane. Jackpot, suit up. Jackpot, suit up. Get ready for first round. Jackpot, suit up. So when we get back to Jackpot, everybody, we are racing for real. Bill Radcliffe going against, hey, Gary. Well, no, it's Gray in the O'Reilly lane. Bill Radcliffe goes 1292 at 101 miles an hour, and Gray goes 1514 at 85 miles an hour. Paul Dolan and Andre in the O'Reilly lane. The Charger going against the 68 Chevelle. Hey, Charger is gone. He goes 1234 at 110 miles an hour. Paul Dolan in the 68 Chevelle goes 1407 at 99 miles an hour. Kevin and Franco going against each other. Hey, just think about that 68 Chevelle going against the new Charger just then. 14 seconds was fast when that car came out. Well, we used to think, man, that car's a rocket ship. And nowadays, you got Hondas that run faster than the muscle cars in the 70s and the 60s. God, has technology just gone leaps and bounds for car speed. Franco goes 13.13 at 107 miles an hour. Kevin goes 13.97 at 99. George Hansen and Ryan Galentz in the O'Reilly side. Getting back to that, I remember, my 68 Chevelle and my 70 Chevelle SS. I thought those things were fast. They ran 14 seconds, and they were big block powered cars. We used to do a lot of, fractured the law a little bit. I won't say what we used to do, because there's a word that comes with street, and there's another word that comes after it. When I was young, in upstate New York, we lived in country roads. What the heck? How I didn't wrap my car around a tree a few times, I have no idea. Ryan goes a 13.71 at 97 miles an hour. Grace goes 13.97 at 91 miles an hour. Nitro, Nicky Egan here in the Jaguar in the Toyota side. Nick Egan goes 11.79 to 118 miles an hour. All right, we're into high school. Antonio Masello going against Dominic Piazza in the O'Reilly side. Dominic goes 16.15 at 82 miles an hour. Antonio goes 19.25 at 73 miles an hour. Ty Crum and Joey Forks in the O'Reilly side. He's got a 2014 Camaro. Ty's got that 86 GMC Sierra pickup. Joey Focus goes 14.56 at 94 miles an hour. Ty Crum goes 20.13 at 62 miles an hour. All right, this is going to be the beginning of Jackpot here as soon as the two get off the track. So this is it. First round elimination starting with Jackpot. Got a good race right off the bat. We got Christopher Burton dialed in at 13.53. Steve Caldwell dialed at 10.04. The Challenger. 2013 Challenger going against the 72 Pontiac Ventura. Chris Burton, who has won two of Udo Richter's bracket shootouts. See how he can do against Steve Codwell. Codwell out of American Canyon. Steve's Performance is his sponsor. Going to Chris Bergen from Fairfax. Applied Automotive is his sponsor out of Santa Rosa, California. Steve Codwell turns on the red light, and Chris Burden with a beautiful light, 048. Steve must have peeked and saw it was a good light. That's why he pushed it a little hard. Burden goes for the win, 13:48 at 101 miles an hour. He moves on to the next round of Jackpot. Burton, Steve Codwell is going to drive all the way around and get in line probably in Comprod. Kevin Diadamo down 1167 out of Napa, California, 70 Nova. Going against dead on Doug McKay, 1307 dial, Rodeo, California, 2017 F-150 pickup. All right, and the win goes to Doug McKay, takes out Kevin Diadamo. He goes 13-13 on 1307, 95 miles an hour. Diadamo was late on 3 on 136 to an old 34. Says it all. Diadamo won 1182 at 103 miles an hour. Don Creed, 1144 dial, going against Tom Taggart, 1162 dial. 72 Chevelle going against the 74 Nova. MP Motorsports is a sponsor of both cars. And Creed takes the win. Tom Taggart, a little too anxious, goes 008 red, so Don Creed gets to move on to the next round. Tom Johnson down at 1019 out of Santa Rosa, California. Big Johnson's Automotive, 70 Camaro Toyota side, going against Adam Sims, 943 dial, out of Napa, California. He's an auto dealer in the 70 Chevelle in the O'Reilly side. And Adam Sims turns on the red light. Tommy Johnson takes the win. He goes 022 on the C. Sims was early, and I do mean early. He went. Anytime you start with a 0.7 red light, that means you go early for the loss. Tom Johnson takes the win. He goes 1061 on a 1019, 104 miles an hour. Bob Norbaum Sr. down 1188 out of Glen Ellen, California. Bob Norbaum's Garage is his sponsor, the 69 Pontiac Grand Prix. Dan Brown down at 1067, Napa, California. He's retired to 70 Camaro in the O'Reilly side. He won a couple weeks back, did Dan Brown. Tom Johnson's trying to get back on the winning ways. His quest for 5 wins in a row was stopped 2 weeks ago, so he's going to see what he can do today. Look at that. Bob Norbaum Sr. goes 002 on the tree. So Bob is going to come up here when he gets his time slip and get a $2 bill. He goes 12 flat, 106 miles an hour. Bob takes the win. Dan Brown goes 1070 at 123 miles an hour. All right, here we go. Jorge Valencia. This is Bracket Racing 101 down at 16 flat in the Toyota side. Jonathan Pinton, 946 dial in the 57 Chevy. Derek Johnson prepared car. Now watch how far Valencia is going to go down the track before Pinton gets to leave. I mean, watch this. And Jonathan Pinton takes out Jorge Valencia. He goes 978 and 946. That means he got around them big time. Distance at the finish was 15.6 feet for Pinton. Valencia was late on the tree, a 182 to a 022 for Pinnon. And Valencia ran a 1629 to a 16 flat. So that's why Pinnon moves on, and Jorge's going to go to whatever class he's going to race. All right, Daniel Valencia down at 1190 in the O'Reilly side, going to get Nick at Night Bublets. Toyota side out of Cotati, California in the Applied Automotive 01 Corvette. Double breakout win goes to Nick Bublets. Daniel took way too much stripe. He had him by 7.6 feet. Just took a little too much stripe. He goes 1185 and 1190. Bublets goes 1297 at a 1299 dial. Bublets was 039 on the tree. Valencia 024. So Bublets moves on. Valencia goes to Comprod. Brian Cam dialed in at 1216 out of Pacifica, California. Tom and Jack's Automotive 02 Camaro. Going against Buzz Lazzini in the down at 990 in a 73 Pinto. And wow, here's a rarity. Brian Cam turns on the red light. The Pinto had a problem on the starting line, and now it looks like he's got it together. So the Pinto's going to go move on to the next round. Brian Cam is done in Jackpot. So this means if Bobby can make it to the semifinals, it's over. He will be your champion. Brian Cam cannot catch him if Bobby takes it all the way today. We will see. Ray Lucas and Mark Sawyer. Mark Sawyer down at 1316, Ray Lucas down at 1045. The Mustang against the 72 Love pickup truck. And Ray Lucas gets too anxious, goes 027 red. Mark Sawyer gets the win and moves on. Now here's the all-important race right here. Two good friends. We got Bobby Grabian over here in the Toyota side going against Eric Croker in the O'Reilly lane. If Bobby can move on tonight, he has a chance to clinch the championship. He's down at 1264 in the total lane. Eric Croker down at 1264. Hey, this is a heads-up race. Who gets the better light will win. All right. I can't say, what you don't hear me talk about the race going down the track, because a lot of cars have radios in them, and that gives any of the drivers a heads up. And Bobby is out. So Bobby is done for the night. That leaves Jackpot still open for Brian Cam to catch him in the next race. So, Eric Croker takes out Bobby Grabian. And the distance at the stripe was 29.3 inches. They both had great lights. 023 for Grabian, 026 for Croker. Great race. So we got Scott Surley here who has the bye run to the next round. And he'll move on in Jackpot. Scott Shirley goes 1169 to 113 miles an hour. Now here we are in the motorcycle. We got Doug Love down at 1328 out of Nevada, California in the Bonneville going against Maximilian Fisher down at 1242 out of Santa Rosa, California in the 2016 Yamaha. Not only tonight are they racing for a trophy, they are also racing for a jar of pickles. You have to understand that one. I'm not going to say it for the fourth time tonight, so that's what it is. There's going to be a jar of pickles tonight on the line. So Doug Love takes the win. Maximilian Fisher turns on the red light, 049 to the bad side of the tree, so Doug Love moves on to the next round. All right, Tom Myers down at 1520 going against Kevin Lane down at 1350. The Sportster going against the 78 Yamaha SR500. And Kevin Lane breaks out goes 13:31 on a 13:50 dial. So Tom Myers lives to fight another. He goes 15:45 on a 15:20 at 79 miles an hour. Glenn Olson down in 11:10 out of Oakland, California, a 2013 Road King, going against Craig Corwin down in 11:15 out of Novato, California, the 06 Harley. Corwin Motorsports is his sponsor. And Craig Corwin takes the win, goes 11:23 at 115 miles an hour. Hey, the reaction times were almost identical. A 381 for Corwin. Olson was 383. He goes 11:30, could not run his number on 11:10 dial. For the loss distance at the stripe was 19.8 feet. Bill Myers down at 1490. The 89 Honda Hawk going against Justin Longland down at 1140 out of the 2018 Ducatis Super Sport. And Bill Myers takes the win. He goes 15:08 on a 1490 for the win. He had a 223 like Justin Longland had a 300 light. It was done. Okay, we got Merlin. This is a great race too. Here we go. Another bracket race. Merlin Valencia on the Kawasaki dialed in at 21:30. Tom Myers dialed in at 11:20. Man, that is just a long way to wait and wonder if you're going to catch him at the other end. And Tom Myers catches him, goes 11:66 and 11:20. He caught him early, 126 miles an hour. Merlin Valencia went 22:69 for the loss. Sam Hogan in the Toyota side down at 11:50. Damian Cessna down at 12:80 in the O'Reilly side. Damian goes 12:93 at 100 miles an hour. Sam Hogan goes 13:42. Cessna takes the win. Sean Baldo is going to take the bye run to the next round. All right, here we go. We're into Comprod. Joe Piazza probably is your points champion. Last time I saw the points lead, I don't think anybody can catch him. He's down at 12:23 out of Novato, California in the 50 Chevy. Patrick Lanoux down at 10:99 out of Benicia, California in the 2016 Charger. I believe that's a Hellcat. Double red light win goes to Joe Piazza. True Start says closest to zero was Joe Piazza. 023 red to Patrick Lanou's 052 red. So Joe Piazza moves on to the next round. All right, Robert Lazzini dialed in 11:21 out of Roanoke Park, California, 72 Nova, going against Willie Wool, dialed in 10:42. out of Moraga, California, in the 84 Corvette. Robert Lazzini takes the win, goes 11:22 and 11:21. Dead on just about. 114 miles an hour. 005 on the tree. Willie was late. He was a 168. He goes 10:42, dead on two for the loss. Wow, two good race here. Robert had him by 27.8 feet. Dade Bowen turns on the red light, so does the Toyota side, and the win goes to Dade Bowen. He had an 088 red to a 196 red. Sean Owens down on 1011. Out of Santa Rosa, California, 69 Dart. David Martin, 1012 dial. Napa, California, in the 67 Camaro. John Owens takes the win, goes 10:17, 129 miles an hour. He was 070 on the tree. David Martin, late, 251 on the tree, goes 10:17 and 10:12 dial, 127 for the loss. Roy Bryson, 1087 dial, Oakley, California, 69 Chevelle SS. Wait, he's got a 555 Dart engine in it. Frank Mazzilla, 1140 dial, San Martin, California, and it's all over. Frank Mazzilla will move on to the next round. Roy turned on the red light, 002 red. All right, here we go. We got David Valencia on the Toyota side, going down in 1180. The Riley Lane, car number 715C, down at 943. And the win goes to the O'Reilly Lane. 964 at 137 miles an hour. Okay, Bobby Grabrian and Brian Cam going at it. Well, these are your first and second in Jackpot in points. Well, now they're going to do battle in Comp Rod. See who goes home early tonight. Double breakout goes to Bobby Grabrian. Takes the win, goes 1260 at a 1262 dial, 100 miles an hour. Brian Cam goes 1212 at a 1215, 108. Listen to this reaction times. Bobby, 008. Cam, 009. And it was 6.0 inches at the finish. These two good friends will not back off each other. All right, totaling down at 1049, the O'Reilly side down at 1060, and the win goes to the O'Reilly side, goes 1087, 116 miles an hour for the win. It was 029 on the tree. The 55 Chevy was 205 on the tree, goes 1061 and 1049 for the loss. All right, I believe this is Hannah Cook over here in the O'Reilly side. So Hannah Cook's out here just practicing tonight, trying to get used to a pro tree. We'll work on that one just a tad. Okay, when Hannah's done, we're going to be into Gear Jammers first round. Barry Beffley, a points leader, down on 1190 out of Santa Rosa, California, in a 93 Mustang, going against Samantha Reinhardt, down at 1230 out of San Bruno, California. So a 28-year-old realtor in the 2016 Mustang GT. And the winner go to Barry Beffa, goes 12:26 at 97 miles an hour, 1190 dial. Samantha goes 13:07, could not run the number for the loss. Ryan Curtis, 1150 dial, Panaloosa, California, turns on the red light, so Joshua Lake gets to move on to the next round in the O'Reilly side. All right, Craig Love down in 1199, Santa Rosa, California. The 2014 Mustang going against Anthony Ion. 1290 dial, Santa Rosa, California. The 2015 Mustang GT. And Anthony turns on the red light, goes 087 red. Craig Love gets to move on to the next round. Okay, number 2 in the points, Ron Jacks down at 1250 in the Toyota side, going against David Schilling down at 1345 in the O'Reilly side. All right, Ron Jacks takes the win. He goes 1292 at 99 miles an hour. He had him all the way to Ron Jacks. David Schilling was late. Jacks 090 on the tree. Schilling was a 783. Usually when your number starts with 0.7, you're going home. John Vanderjet dialed in at 1380. Tim Turnip Seed dialed in at 1440 in the O'Reilly. 94 Mustang against the 2013 Challenger RT with a 5.7 Hemi in it. And Tim Turnip Speed takes the win. Goes 1449, 94 miles an hour. Ernesto Reyes down at 1280, Novato, California, 2017 Camaro. Good. Street drivers to your car for dial-in. Carl Silverson down at 1260, takes the win. Ernesto Reyes breaks out. Rory Dago down at 1245. Eric Eichison dialed in at 1350 on the O'Reilly side. And just as a bit of trivia for the Jackpot, we're the Jackpot champion. I just found out that with 2 races left, and that Brian Cam, after tonight, there's only 1 race left, but tonight was 2. Brian Cam was behind by 20 points, but behind by 10 points. And behind Bobby Grabian. And it turns out that with the loss tonight, Bobby Grabian is your points champion for Jackpot, a foot breaker. For the first time, a foot brake car takes Jackpot. It beat all the guys with crosstalk, trans brakes, and everything for the win. Okay, Ray Dago dialed in at 1245. Eric Isaacson dialed at 1350. So congratulations to Bobby Grabian, your Jackpot Points Championship for 2018. And the winner goes to Eric Isaacson. Takes the win, goes 1373 at 106 miles an hour. Ernie dialed in at 1310, turns on the red light. Scott Fraser gets to move on. Oh, so that's good. So that Bobby and Chris Berner came up there. tell me the good news that he became the points champion. It's hard to believe. I remember a few years back that everybody said, oh, you can't race Jackpot, you can't beat those guys with crosstalk and everything like that. Hey, look at this. Bobby Grabian, footbreaker, points champion. Bill Burns down at 12:20. Sonoma, California, 82 Mustang going against Mark Chansey down at 14:72. A double breakout win goes to Mark Chansey, goes 14:56 at 88 miles an hour. Oscar Flores down at 13:65, Richmond, California, 92 Mustang going against Shane Barlow down at 14:90, Petaluma, California, 71 Chevy C10. And the winner will go to Oscar Flores. It goes 13:68 at 97 miles an hour. Shane Barlow goes 15:77 on 14:90 at 86 miles an hour. And if anybody sees Shane Barlow when he comes back around, tell him to come up to the tower, see me in the announcer's booth. He just goes 002 on the tree, so he gets a $2 bill as a consolation prize for tonight. Jose Castro down at 1480, Richmond, California, 2015 Civic. This thing is fast. Well, it's not going against the car number 52, 1350 dial in the O'Reilly lane. And Jose Castro takes the win, goes 1494 at 92 miles an hour. Gabriel Jimenez down at 1570 out of Vallejo, California, in the 04 Nissan 350Z, going against Weston McIntosh. 1430 out of Roanoke Park, California, in the 2012 Mazda. And Gabriel Jimenez takes the win, goes 1619 at 89 miles an hour. Weston was 1510 at 93 at 14 on a 1430 dial. Brandon Martinez, 1150 dial out of Richmond, California. Hello Old Speed Ship is his sponsor, 92 Honda SG. Going against Alton Forth down in 1190. In Benicia, California. Normex Effect, 2014 Mustang GT. And Brandon breaks out, handing the win over to Alton Forth. He goes 12:02 at 102 miles an hour for the win. Tony Clements down at 1350, Santa Rosa, California. 2006 Cobalt SS going against Juan Ramirez down at 1550, Napa, California. 2013 Scion. And Tony Clemens takes the win, goes 14:05 on a 1350 dial at 101 miles an hour. Juan Ramirez broke out. He goes 15:48 on a 1550 dial. He just took a little too much stripe. He had him by 94.9 feet. So yeah, he just took a little too much. Ray Ramirez has a single and takes the win. Okay, we're doing some time onlys right here. I'm going to take a quick little break, and then we'll be back in the racing. All right, here we go back into Sport Street. We got Rick McNamara coming up here, down in at 1698 in the Privia van in the O'Reilly lane. He calls that the Jupiter 2. I don't know why. I would call it, he should put some flowers on the side of it, you know, and go paint it green and make it like a hippie van. I think Rick would look really cool like that. Mike Jones down at 1810 out of Pleasanton, California in the '08 Wrangler. Oh. And what is that? Rick McNamara. I guess being retired, man, makes you just a little anxious when you sit around in a Barco lounger all day when you see a light come down. So he's done. Mike Jones takes the win. Red Flores down at 1255. Clutch Guerrera down at 14 flat in the O'Reilly side, and the survey says double breakout. Red Flores takes the win, goes 1240, 113 miles an hour on a 1255 dial. Ken Collis down in 1766, Vacaville, California, 64 Valiant. Toyota side, going against Jose Balemis. Down at 1450, San Rafael, California. He's a painter in the 05 Nissan 350Z. And as a reminder tonight, we are doing photos over at Sunoco Victory Lane for all winners. So if you win, stick around, meet everybody at the end of the races at Sunoco Victory Lane. Get all your friends and get them all in the picture with you and Steve, who become now our resident celebrity. And Ken Collis takes the win, goes 1792 at 58 miles an hour. He was on the brakes. Even though he had a 127 light, Jose had a 350 light. So Ken Collis moves on. Jordan Sanchez down at 1450. Mario Villa down at 1290 in the O'Reilly, the 2018 Mercedes, going against the 2016 Lexus 2000T. Toyota side. It is the Mercedes-Benz taking out the Lexus. He goes, Mario goes 1294, 104 miles an hour on a 1290 dial. Sanchez goes 1568 and a 1540 at 88 miles an hour for the loss. Manville Duran dialed in at 1390, San Lorenzo, California. The 2004 Subaru going against John Lemos down in 1529 out of Nevada, California. And the 05 Camry. Hey, John's a butcher. It's a little far from Nevada to go see him and get meat. But hey, now you know where your butcher is. Double breakout win goes to John Lemos. He goes 15.28, 89 miles an hour for the win on a 15.29 dial. Manville Duran goes 13.53 and a 13.90 dial for the loss. Jose Sanchez down at 13.80, San Pablo, California. Total side going against Tom Markovich, 13.20 out of Napa, California in the 2014 Porsche. Markovich takes the win, goes 13.48 at 94 miles an hour on a 13.20 dial for the win. Ross Battersby, 17-second dial, Santa Rosa, California in the 05 Audi, going against Steve Del Buono Jr. down at 15.23 out of Vallejo, California in the 2016 Kia SX-T. Steve Del Buono Jr. takes the win, goes 15.32 on a 15.25 dial, 76 miles an hour. He was on the brakes because he had 0.82 right. Street drivers to your vehicles. Street drivers to your vehicles, please. Lucas Ramser down at 16.50. Total side going against Richard Zerlasky down at 16.70 in the O'Reilly side. Richard Solarski takes the win, goes 16.81 at 81 miles an hour. Lucas broke out 16.37 on a 16.50 dial. Jorge Valencia in the O'Reilly side down at 16.20, Santa Rosa, California, in a 2015 Jeep, going against Oscar Della Giolio 07 Infinity. Then Jorge Valencia takes the win, goes 17.31 at 15 miles an hour on the brakes in that diesel with gasoline in its tank. All right, big bad Brad Bowen, we're in the street. Down at 13.29 out of Nevada, California, 2000 Trans Am, going against Jose Salvador down at 13.22, San Jose, California, Tobias Motorsports 2016 Challenger. Jose breaks out, goes 12.97 on a 13.22 dial. Bowen takes the win. He goes 13.49 on a 13.29 dial. Distance at the stripe, 41.8 feet. Good control by Brad. Jarrett Terr down at 12.50, San Francisco, California, 2013 Mustang GT, going against Ron Lamori down at 15.19 out of Danville, California. In the Ford Thunderbird, he gave me some $2 bills today. I think he gave me about 6 of them or something like that. That was very nice of Ron, and thank you very much. Put it in the envelope and trying to help give them out tonight. All right, Lama Lamori takes the win, goes 15.52 on a 15.19 dial, 80 miles an hour on the brakes. Jarrett Torr goes 1290 and a 1250 dial at 109. Here's the lights. Jarrett, 825. Ron Lamore, 170. So Ron had the better two lights by far. Distance at the stripe was 116 feet. See what how your reaction time does translate to the other end of the track? There it was. Paul Thompson, 1160 dial, San Rafael, California. The 2018 Dodge going against Ryan Haluska down in a 1440 out of Cotati, California, in the 99 Sarah pickup. And Ryan Oluska on a double breakout takes the win, goes 1430 at 90 miles an hour. Paul Thompson, 1124 and 1160. Haluska, there was no reason to really break out. He had him on the tree, 053 to a 400 light. And he had 17 feet to play with. Rob Barwick down at 1250 dial, Pleasanton, California, the 2014 Quattro, Audi Quattro. No, it's not an Audi, it's a Quattro Priority Maserati. Okay, there we go. Steve Ball, 1402 dial, in the 01 Mustang out of Napa, California. I want a Maserati. And the Maserati's going to hang out for the next round, too. I don't know, the European car's got such a great sounding exhaust. I mean, just really, really good. The Ferrari's got that trumpeting sound. The Maserati's got some good sound, especially if this one's got the adjustable tones on it. You can put it in a race tone. And they just sound so much better than our cars do. Eric Reagan down at 1360, Antioch, California, 2015 Charger, going against Christopher Javeris down at 12 flat out of Hanford, California. The 2010 Mercedes-Benz. And it'll be Christopher Javeris takes the win, goes 1219 on a 12 flat dial, 115 miles an hour. Eric Reagan goes 1365 and a 1360 at 101. When your number starts at a 1, then it goes .064. Not a good light. Not going to win a race with that one either. So Christopher Javeris moves on. Rory Martin, 1245 dial out of Oakley, California, 2013 Camaro. Ron Shaslicker down in 1635, the 50 Chevy in the O'Reilly lane. And the winner goes to Ron Slashlecker. Takes the win, goes 1646 on a 1635 dial. Distance at the stripe was 2.8 inches. Man, those two knew each other right down. Reaction times were almost identical, a 354 to a 352. Jordan Alvina down at 1350, Napa, California, 08 Chrysler, going against Cardinal 171 down at 1271. And the win goes to Jordan Avina. Mark Anisian down at 12:39 out of Livermore, California, 69 Roadrunner. Toyota side going against Bianca Ruiz, dialed in at 12:30 out of Newark, California, 21-year-old therapist in the O'Reilly side. And a double breakout win goes to Bianca Ruiz, takes the win, goes 12:28, 114 miles an hour, 12:28 on a 12:30 dial. Anisian goes 12:31 on a 12:39 dial for the loss. Jay Russell down at 13:38 out of Vallejo, California, 2015 Challenger. Elizabeth Lemus down at 14:50 out of Richmond, California, in the Toyota side. And Elizabeth Lamas takes the win, goes 14.96 at 96 miles an hour for the win. Jay Russell goes 14.64 at 101 miles an hour for the loss. Roger Delight down at 14.50, Santa Rosa, California, 69 Camaro, going against Ben with question marks in the O'Reilly side, 17 flat dial. In the Riviera, hey, I don't see many of those around either. I love those old Buick Rivieras. And Roger Delight takes the win. He goes 14.95 at 85 miles an hour. Ben goes 18.63. Could not run the 17 flat dial. So Roger drove around him, got on the brakes, takes the win. Mia Morgan down at 13.71, Danville, California, the receptionist in the 2015 Ford F-250, going against Anthony Dawson down at 16.30, Pen Grove, California. It's fireman. 70 Chevy C10 pickup. And Mia turns on the red light, a 120 red, so Anthony Dawson will move on. Gonzalo Romero down at 15.20 out of Nevada, California, going against Luis Hernandez down at 16.60 O'Reilly side, the 2004 Sierra pickup. Double breakout win goes to Luis Hernandez. Goes 16.40 and a 16.60 dial, 83 miles an hour. Romero goes 14.92 and 94 miles an hour on a 15.20 dial for the loss. Spencer Marcel dialing in 11.85, Roner Park, California, 67 Barracuda, going against car number 167, dialed in at 17 flat. On the Toyota side. Chevrolet pickup going against the Dodge Barracuda, Plymouth Barracuda. And Spencer Marcel, he is your points leader, and I believe he's pretty much got it wrapped up. So after tonight, if he goes, it depends how deep he goes, it could be all over for anybody else in the street. So you could be looking at the champion right now, Spencer Marcel. And Spencer Marcel does take the win. He goes 12 flat at 96 miles an hour for the win. Toyota side could not run the number, goes 17.72 and a 17 flat dial for the loss. Well, it also helped that Spencer had an 040 light. Toyota side had a 382. Could just help a bit. All right, car number 173, Toyota side down to 14 flat. Ernie Andre dialed in at 1234, Haywood, California, in the 2017 Charger in the O'Reilly lane. And the win will go to car number 173 in the Toyota side. Takes the win, goes 14.06 at 99 miles an hour for the win. Andre had the better light of 274 to a 445, but broke out. And he had him by 37.4 feet, too. Took a little too much stripe. Josh Peacock, 1298 down, Martinez, California. He turns on the red light, so Marty Firmer will take the win. He gets the move on in the 2014 Ford F-150. Thomas Daigle down at 1325, Pan Grove, California, the 67 Mustang, going against Christian Sleff, dialed in at 1279, Petaluma, California, in the 70 Javelin. All right, attention to pits, attention to pits. Jackpot, suit up, Jackpot, suit up. And the win will go to Christian Sleff. Takes the win on a double breakout, goes 1270 and a 1279 dial, 104 miles an hour. Thomas Daigle goes 1310 on a 1325 dial for the loss. Distance was 31 feet, so Christian Sleff moves on. Fred Schewing down 1375, Michael Gervais down at 1150 in the O'Reilly side. Michael Gervais takes the win, goes 11.99 on 11.50 dial at 94 miles an hour. Fred Schewing goes 14.47 on a 13.75 dial for the loss. Schewing had him treat, or 2.58 to a 4.27, but he just did not run the number he dialed. Jim Keel down 12.10 out of El Sabante, California, at 64 Malibu, going against Alec Doverduke. Dialed in a 14 flat. Martinez, California, in the 01 Mustang. And Jim Keel takes the win. He goes 12.31 on a 12.10 dial, 101 miles an hour. Alex was late on the tree. That's why there was such a discrepancy in beat. He goes 701 to a 142, so Jim Keel takes the win. Bill Radcliffe, 1225 dial, Concord, California, 68 El Camino. Paul Martin, 15 flat dial, Napa, California, 73 Pontiac Grand Am. Double breakout win goes to Paul Martin, goes 1493 in the 15 flat dial at 91 miles an hour. Radcliffe goes 1214 on a 1225. On 103 miles an hour. What a loss. Paul Dolan down at 1350 or takes the win because Doug Huggard turns on the red light. So Paul Dolan takes the win and moves on to the next round of Street. Franco Mako down at 1310, Fairfield, California, 2011 Lexus, going against Dennis Crawley, 1427 dial, Forestville, California, in the 96 Corvette. Oh, and Dennis Crawley takes the win on a double breakout. And Dennis Crawley was treated big time. Franco had an 012 like the Crawley's 143 and takes the win. George Hansen down at 1360, Fort Bragg, California, 2000 Corvette, going against Neil Holcomb down at 1508, Concord, California, 65 Mustang, and he breaks out the Grace Harrison, so Neil Holcomb takes the win. Nick E. Egan, 1176 Dow, Windsor, California, 2017 Jaguar, going against Ryan Glent, 1330 Dial, Brentwood, California. The 56 Chevy, 3100 pickup, big window. And Nick Egan's going to kick himself when he sees this time slip. He takes the loss. He breaks out, goes 1172 and 1176 for no apparent reason. Ryan was so late on the tree, he was a 1.356 to take the win. Nick Egan goes 001. Two things to remember: brakes, mirrors. So, Ryan Glentz gets to move on. Nick Egan, he's going to kick himself when he sees that time slip. Dominic Piazza, we're in the high school down in 1613. Antonio Mancilla down in 1755, Rohnert Park, California. And so to side going against Dominic Piazza in 2002 Jetta out of Petaluma High School. And Dominic Piazza takes the win on a red light by Antonio Mancilla. All right, Joey Frakes. Fauché in the totaling down at 1453. Ty Crum down at 20 flat. And your right side, Joey gets the tech cards from Juggers Racing, who is sponsoring high school with a free tech card to every week to the end of the year. Juggers Racing is giving out a free tech card to a high school student chosen at random each week. So Joey Forget takes the win and gets a time card from Juggers Racing. Juggers Racing team's way of giving back to the sport of drag racing. So congratulations to Joey Frakes. Takes the win and moves on, and also gets the time card tech card from Juggers Racing. Okay, here we are. We're back into dialing for dollars. Chris Burden, 1347 dial. To the side, Doug McKay, 1307 dial. And the O'Reilly side. You can always tell what time Doug got here. He's always got like number 1 or number 2. So right now he's number 2 on his window. So let's see who number 1 was. I gotta say it's gonna be Joe Piazza is gonna have the number 1 on his window. I think that's what it is. That means these guys got here at noon. Oh, and Doug McKay breaks out. He goes 1306 with a 3 on a 1307 dial for the loss. He had Burden. He had 026 to Burden's 077. Burden goes 1351 on a 1347 for the win. You don't see Doug McKay do that too much. Distance at the stripe was 13.7 feet. Don Creed, 1149 dial, Toyota side, going against Jonathan Pinton in the Eric Johnson prepared 1957 Chevy. 946 dial for Pinton. Comprod, suit up. Comprod, suit up. You're going right out to Jackpot, so suit up, be ready to go. Jonathan Pinton takes the win. He goes 959 on a 946 dial at 122 miles an hour. Don Cree, 1165 at 113 for the loss. He had an 083 to Pinton's 047, distance stripe 10.5 feet. He should be getting closer and closer as we get deeper into Jackpot. Here is a good race. Nick at Night Bubbles down at 1295. Cotati, California, Applied Automotive 01 Corvette going against Tom Johnson down at 1023. Santa Rosa, California. Big Johnson's Automotive 70 Camaro in the O'Reilly lane. Johnson, he's won 4 out of the last 6 races here. And Nick Bublitz takes out Tommy Johnson. He goes 1298 on a 1295 at 105 miles an hour. Tom Johnson did all he could to take Nick with him. He goes 1019 on a 1023 at 120 breakout. Bublitz 009 on the tree. Johnson not bad, but not good enough. 039 for the loss. Distance at the stripe 7.2 feet for Bublitz. Eric Croker down at 1264. Toyota side going against Scott Surley down at 1169 in the O'Reilly lane. And Eric Croker takes out Scott Surley. Eric goes 1268 at 105 miles an hour at 1264 dial, 028 on the tree. Scott Surley broke out, goes to 1166 at 109 on a 1169 dial, but he was 091 on the tree. That's why he broke out. Distance at the stripe, 10.6 feet. Mark Scheuer, 1321 dial Toyota side. Bob Norbaum Sr., 1197 dial in the O'Reilly lane. Double breakout win goes to Bob Norbaum Sr., goes 1196, 106 miles an hour for the win. Distance at the stripe, 9.6 feet. All right, byrun goes to Buzz Lazansi in the Pinto. Hey, he gets to go to the next round. That's pretty good for Buzz in the 73 Pinto. All right, here we are. We're back in the comp rod. Your points are Joe Piazza down at 1225. Toyota side going against Dade Bowen down at 1095, and the O'Reilly side in the 2070 Cadillac ATSV. Man, Cadillacs are flying. Piazza takes the win, goes 1231, 98 miles an hour on a 1225 dial. Bowen goes 1130 on a 1095 dial for the loss. And Piazza treated him big time, 044 to a 155. Robert Lazzini down at 1121, Roanoke Park, California. The 72 Nova going against Adam Sims down at 945, Napa, California. And it looks like Robert turns on the red light, so Adam Sims and Chevelle moves on to the next round. All right, Sean Owens. Dialing in at 10-11, Santa Rosa, California, 69 dart. Going against Bobby Grabian. Dialing in at 12:58 in the O'Reilly lane. And Owens turns on the red light. Bobby gets to live to fight another day in Comprod. Your newly crowned points champion in Jackpot moves on to the next round in Comprod. Looks like we're going to send Danny out to take a little look at the track before we send the motorcycles down the track. And how you doing, Steve? Okay, we're in the next round of motorcycle. Doug Love dialed in at 13:22, going against James Tompkins dialed in at 11:20 in the O'Reilly side. And on a rarity, Doug Love breaks out, goes 13:17 and a 13:22. Tompkins goes 11:24 and 11:30. There was no reason for Doug really to do that. He was 0.71 on the tree. Tompkins was 2:54, so well, I think when Doug gets that time slip, he's not going to be very happy. Tom Myers, 15:30 dial, total side, going against Sean Baldo, dialed in at 12:85 in the O'Reilly side. And Sean Baldo will take the win, goes 12.95 on a 12.85 dial at 97 miles an hour. He had the better of the two lights, an 0.53 to a 1.93 for the win. And Bill Myers gets the bye run in the Toyota side. So he'll move on to the semifinals, I believe, in motorcycles. All right, here we go. We're into the next round of Gear Jammers. Barry Beffa down at 11.90. Joshua Lake down at 12 flat in the O'Reilly side. See if he's going to take out the points leader, or is the points leader going to keep on moving on? We'll see here in a few seconds. Barry Bethel gets to move on to the next round. Joshua Lake turns on the red light, goes 0-2 red. So close. But yet eternity away from turning green. Barry Bethel goes 11.92 at 116 miles an hour. Craig Love, 12.05 dial, Santa Rosa, California, the 2014 Mustang, going against Carlos Hilson down at 12.60 in the O'Reilly size. And the winner will go to Craig Love. He goes 12.31 at 88 miles an hour on a 12.05 dial. He was 0.55 on the tree. Hilson was late. He had a 3.52 light and could not run number. It was 13.57 on a 12.60 dial. Ron Jacks, 12.50 dial, Napa, California, 1989 Mustang, going against Scott Frazier, 15.99 dial, Nevada, California, in the Fiat Beth. Ron Jacks goes 12 on a double breakout, goes 12.48 on a 12.50 for the win, 96 miles an hour. He had him. Ron Jacks got lucky on that one. He had an 0.39 light to Frazier's 3.33. Just took a little too much stripe to it. Mark Chansey dialed at 14.60. Tim Turnip's seed dialed in at 14.40 in the O'Reilly. And Tim Turnipseed takes the win, goes 14.43 at 94 miles an hour, 14.40 dial in the O'Reilly lane. Mark Chansey broke out 14.37 on a 14.60 dial. Oscar Flores down at 13.65. Jose Castro down in at 14.80 O'Reilly side. And Oscar Flores takes the win, goes 13.65, dead on 4 at 100 miles an hour. But with a 4.29 light, still took the win. Gabriel Jimenez dialed in at 14.20, Vallejo, California, going against Alton Fort down 11.90 from Benicia. And Alton Fort takes the win. He goes 13.49 on 11.90 dial at 98 miles an hour. Gabriel Jimenez goes 15.85 on a 14.20. Took about two guys way off on their dials. A 3.50 light to a 2.04 light, but still. Tony Clements started on 13.50 Toyota side. Eric Isaacson dialed in at 13.70 in the O'Reilly side. And Tony Clements turns on the red light, so Eric's going to move on to the next round of Gear Jammers. All right, Hannah Cook doing a little practice here on a pro tree. Trying to get it. She's getting a little bit at it. Let's see how she does now. Yeah, she's getting closer. 0.03 red, so she's trying. Hey, 10.70 at 121 for Hannah Cook. All right, we're in some time onlys right now. Take a little break, rest my voice. All right, here we go. We're going back into Sports Street, I believe. We got Fred Flores down in at 12:55. Todeside going against Mike Jones down at 18:10 in the O'Reilly lane. Fred Flores takes the win, goes 12:89 on a 12:55 down, 114 miles an hour, 0.26 on the 3. Mike Jones for the loss, broke out, goes 17:37 on an 18:10 dial at 69 miles an hour on the brakes, trying to slow it down. He was 8:46 on the tree. Most of the time that translates to a loss. Okay, here we go. We got Ken Callis, 1764 dial in the O'Reilly side, going against Jorge Valencia in that diesel-powered Jeep. And it's going to be all over at the stripe, and it's going to be a double breakout win for Jorge Valencia. Wow. Ken Callis goes 17:52 on a 1764, 66 miles an hour. Valencia goes 16:09 on a 1620 at 81 miles an hour. Valencia, 200 on the tree to an 045 light for Callis. Distance at the stripe was 19 feet. That's how Callis is not going to be happy when he sees that one, no matter how you do the math. Oscar, 14 flat dial to the other side. John Lemos on the Riley lane, dialed in at 15:27. And Richard takes the win. He goes 16.99 at 78 miles an hour. Tom Markovich in the Porsche breaks out. Goes 13.18 on 13.20 at 99 miles an hour for the loss. Distance at the stripe was 42.1 feet. Marco Villa down at 12.93, San Rafael, California. In the Mercedes-Benz, dial at 1293. Steve Del Buono Jr., 1517 dial in the 2016 Kia SXT. And you should see it in the brakes any second. Yep. Steve Del Buono on the brakes takes the win, goes 1517, 88 miles an hour for the win. Mario Villa broke out, goes 1287 on a 1293 dial for the loss. Ryan Haluska dialed in at 1429, Cotati, California, in the 99 Sierra pickup, going against Spencer Marcel, down at 1184. We are now in street in the 67 Barracuda, on the O'Reilly side. And the win will go to Ryan Haluska. Takes the win, goes 14.31, 91 miles an hour for the win. Spencer Marcel broke out, goes 11.82 and 11.84 down, 112. Haluska treat him big time. An 0.12 light to an 0.48 for the win. 7.6 inches at the stripe. Good race. Jordan Avina down at 13.59. Christopher Gervais dialed in at 12 flat in the O'Reilly side. And the winner go to Christopher Gervais, goes 12 flat, dead on 5 with an 0.72 light. Hey, good package there. Jordan tried everything he could, but couldn't suck him in and broke out, goes 13.55 at a 103. Roger Delight, 14.50 down, Toyota side, going against Ron Schatzlecker in the O'Reilly lane, down at 16.35. And Ron will take the win, goes 16.46 on a 16.35 dial, 81 miles an hour. Roger Delight broke out, goes 14.35 at 95 miles an hour. Anthony Dawson down in a 16.80. Toyota side going against Rob Barwick. O'Reilly side dialed in at 12.50. Barwick turns on the red light, goes 0.34 red, handing the win over to Anthony Dawson, who was 0.76 on the tree for the win. Marty Firmer down at 15.50, going against Ron Lamore down at 15.19. This will be a good race. The Ford F-150 pickup going against the Ford Thunderbird. And the winner go to Marty Firmer. He goes 16.04 and a 15.50 dial at 64 miles an hour for the win. He was 0.16 on the tree. Ron Lamore was dead late, a 6.95 light. He goes 15.29 and a 15.19 dial for the loss. Luis Hernandez down at 16.60 Toyota side going against Bianca Ruiz, dialed in at 12.26 in the O'Reilly lane. And once again, as a reminder, it is 15 miles an hour on the return load. Be careful out there. We got a truck out there with yellow lights right now. So remember, 15 miles an hour on the return road. All right, Michael Gervais will take the win. Neil Holcomb turns on the red light, so Michael Gervais will move on to the next round. Jim Keel, 1210 dial, Toyota side, going against Christian Sleff, dialed in at 1269 in the O'Reilly lane. All right, Jim Keel and Christian Sleff going at it. Let's see who's going to take the win here. And Christian Sleff takes the win. He's 0.26 on the tree, goes 1290 and a 1269 dial at 96 miles an hour. Jim Keel was late, a 178 light, 1229 and a 1210 dial for the loss. Paul Martin down at 1490 in the Toyota side, going against Paul Dolan down at 1350 in the O'Reilly lane. Jackpot, suit up. Jackpot, suit up. And the winner will go to Paul Martin. Goes 15:59 for the win. Dennis Crawley down at 14:20 Toyota side, going against Ryan Galentz down at 13:30 in the O'Reilly lane. And Dennis Crawley will take the win, goes 14:36 at 96 miles an hour for the win. 0.30 on the tree was Dennis Crawley. All right, Big Bad Brad Bowen down at 13:28 Toyota side, going against Franco Mako, 13:10 dial in the O'Reilly lane. Look at that. Yep, and Big Bad Brad Bowen takes the win. Samantha looks really happy right there. Jumping up and down. Goes 13:33 at 94 miles an hour for the win. Oh, yeah, back into high school. This is Joey Focus, dialed in 14:44. And this is the final for high school. Joey Focus down at 14:44. Dominic Piazza down at 16:13. This is it, the final for high school. You can tell by Dave. Run, Dave, run. Dominic looking for his second win of the season over here in the O'Reilly side. See if he can take out Joey. Dominic's going to get the head start. Joey's going to have to try to catch him. And Joey will take the win. He goes 14:47 at 95 miles an hour. Dominic Piazza broke out, goes 16:03 at 83 miles an hour. But here's where damage was done. Joey, 0.33 on the tree for the win. Dominic was late, 261. So not only did Joey Forget take the win, he also gets the free tech card for the next race from Juggers Races. So it's a doubleheader. So remember, all winners, please report to Sunoco Victory Lane for your pictures with our resident celebrity Steve after the race, and we will post them on Sonoma Racing's Facebook page. All right, back into dialing for dollars. Chris Burden, Toyota side, 1345 dial. Jonathan Pinton dialed at 944 in that beautiful 57 Chevy in the O'Reilly lane. Again, this is bracket racing 101, 944 dial, 1345. Pinton's going to sit there what would seem like an eternity before he gets to leave after Burden does. This is your quarterfinals in Jackpot. And Jonathan Pinton takes the win, goes 945 and a 944 dial, 131 miles an hour. Burning broke out, goes 1343 and a 1345 at 102. Distance at the stripe, 7.7 inches. Was done on the tree. Burden, 059. Pinton for the win, 025. Nick at Night Bublets, dialed in at 1297 Toyota side. Buzz Lenzinski, dialed in at 990 in the O'Reilly side in the Pinto. And the win will go to Nick Bublets. He goes 1304 and a 1297 dial on the brakes, 98 miles an hour, 085 on the tree. Buzz was late. He had a 289 light dialed at 990, goes 988 at 134 for the loss. All right, Eric Croker down at 1266 Toyota side going against Bob Norbaum Sr., 1194 in the O'Reilly lane. Eric Croker takes the loss. He broke out, goes 1264 and a 1266 dial, 105 miles an hour, 012 on the tree. Norbaum at 079 light goes 1194, dead on 9. On 1194 dial, at 194 miles, 109 miles an hour for the win. All right. Believe we're into the semifinals of Comprod. Joe Piazza, 1223 dial. Toyota side going against George Lee, 1078 dial, O'Reilly side. All right, Adam Sims going against Bobby Grabrian in the O'Reilly side. Grabrian down at 1256. Adam Sims down in at 935. And Bobby's going to take the win on a double breakout. Goes 1255 on a 1256 dial for the win. right, here we go. We're back in the motorcycles. We're in the semifinals of bikes. Bill Myers, 1490 dial. Total side going against Sean Baldo in the O'Reilly lane dial at 1290. All right, and getting back to the comp rod, the race against Piazza and Lee. Lee will take the win. We had to go out and recheck the track to make sure he did not cross the center line. He did not cross center line, so his win stands. So that's why we did not say anything about the win that he had over Joe Piazza until we were sure that he did not cross the center line. Got close, but did not cross it. And the win will go to Sean Baldo. Takes the win over Bill Myers. And a double breakout goes 1283 and a 1290 dial for the win. Okay, it looks like the bye run here goes to James Tompkins in the O'Reilly side. So he's going to go face the winner of the last round. Okay, 1166 with a 6. Not a really good number. But he moves on to the next round. Now we're going to go into Gear Jammers. Barry Beffa dialed an 1190 total side. Alton fourth in the O'Reilly lane dialed in a 1190. Heads up race. This is what we like to see. Bracket racing, heads up. This is going to be done on the line, and hopefully they both run their numbers. Should be a good race all the way down. And Barry Beffa takes the win. He goes 1198 on 1190 dial, 104 miles an hour. Alton fourth goes 12 flat on 1190 dial at 103. Barry Beffa treat him a 051 light to a 181 light. All right, here we go. Craig Love dialed in at 1205, going against 10 Turnip Speed, who will take the win. 10 Turnip Speed is going on to the next round. Craig Love turns on the red light. I believe that we're going to be into the semifinals next time around for Gear Jammers. Ron Jacks, 1245 in the total side, going against Eric Isaacson, down at 1350 in the O'Reilly lane. And Ron Jacks takes the win, goes 1267, 103 miles an hour. He was 099 on the tree, distance at the stripe, a lot. 9.7 feet, Ron Jacks take out Eric. Eric goes 1368 at 106 miles an hour. He was 413 on the tree, Jacks 037. All right, some time only, so take a little break here. right, we're sending out just to check out the track, make sure everything's okay, and then we're going to send down the next round of Sport Street. All right, here we go. Next round of Sport Street. Jorge Valencia down at 16:05, going against John Lemos down at 15:27 in the O'Reilly lane. And Jorge Valencia in the gas-powered diesel Jeep takes the win. He goes 16:09 and 16:05, 81 miles an hour. Jorge cut a light, 0:32 for the win. Fred Flores down at 12:55 in the Toyota side, going against Richard Selaski in the O'Reilly lane, 16:83 dial. And Fred Flores takes the win, goes 12:82 and a 12:55 down, 112 miles an hour. Richard goes 17:09 at 79 miles an hour for the Ross. Hey, Steve Del Buno Jr. gets the bye run to the next round in the O'Reilly side. And just once again, as you're going down the track, like if Steve Del Buno's listening, Jr., taillights should be on, Steve. We need your taillights on. It is kind of a safety factor, so Steve, please turn on your taillights. All right, Ryan Haluska down to 14:30. We're back in the street in the O'Reilly side, going against Christopher Gervais. In the Toyota side, dialed in at 12 flat. Jackpot, suit up. Jackpot, suit up. And the win will go to Christopher Gervais. Takes the win, goes 11.96 on a double breakout on a 12 flat dial. Ryan Haluska goes 14.25 on a 14.30 for a loss. But when Ryan gets around, he gets a consolation prize. He goes 0.02 on the tree, so he gets a $2 bill. Anthony Dawson down at 16.80. Toyota side going against Ron Satzlicker down at 16.35 in the O'Reilly side. And Ron takes the win. And a double breakout goes 16.28 on a $16.35 dial, 81 miles an hour for the win. Anthony Dawson broke out too, goes 16.38 and a $16.80 dial, 80 miles an hour for the loss. Marty Firmer down in a 15.50 Toyota side, going against Luis Hernandez in the O'Reilly down at 16.60. All right, Marty Firmer takes the win, goes 16.64 and a 15.50 dial, 75 miles an hour. Luis Hernandez takes the loss, goes 16.50 and a 16.60 dial, 80 miles an hour. But here's where damage was done. Firmer, 3.32 on the tree. Hernandez, 5.40 on the tree. Christian Sleff down at 12.69 in the Javelin. Total side going against Paul Martin, 14.90 dial in the O'Reilly lane. Comprod, suit up. Comprod, suit up. And the winner will go to Christian Sleff in the Javelin. Goes 12.84 and a 12.69. Michael Gervais down at 11.50. Total side going against Brad Bowen down at 13.25 in the O'Reilly lane. Michael takes the win, takes out Brad Bowen. So Michael Gervais moves on. Dennis Crawley, he gets the bye run into the next round. And here we go. We're going to be going into Jackpot semifinals. Jonathan Pinton has the bye run into the finals. So this is it. This is your race to see who's going to race Jonathan Pinton coming up. Is it going to be Nick at Night Bublitz, or is it going to be Bob Norbaum Sr. in the O'Reilly side? Bublitz down in at 12.96. Norbaum Sr. down in 11.90. And so the finals are now set for Jackpot. Jonathan Pinton in the 57 Chevy going to go against Nick Bublitz in the Applied Automotive Corvette when they come back around. So that's it. Bublitz, Pinton, finals, Jackpot. All right, this is it. Motorcycle final. James Tompkins down 11.20. Sean Baldo dialed in at 12.85 in the O'Reilly side. This is it. Who is going to take home the trophy and a big jar of pickles? Sean Baldo takes the win. He goes 12.90 and a 12.85 dial for the win. James Tompkins, 11.73 and 11.20 for second place. So congratulations to our second final of the night. Sean Baldo Motorcycle takes the win and gets a jar of pickles. Okay, this is your final. comp prod. We got George Lee down at 12.55 in the Mercedes, in the O'Reilly side. Your newly crowned points champion in Jackpot, Bobby Grabian, who was the first person to win Jackpot championship. That's a foot breaker. Down in at 12.55 Toyota side. George Lee had an eventful run last time down the track. See how it goes this time. And they're both 12.55. It's heads up. Double breakout win goes to Bobby Grabian. Takes Comprot, and he goes 12.54 with a 4 and a 12.55 for the win. George Lee goes 12.39 on a 12.55 dial for the loss. So Bobby takes the win in Comprot. Semis and Gear Jammers, Barry Beffa and Ron Jacks, your points leader in second place. This means who's going to basically take the championship. Beffa's just barely ahead with one more race to go, and Beffa takes out Ron Jacks, so he adds to his points lead, and it may almost be mathematically impossible for Ron Jacks to catch him now. All right, and Turnip Seed, he is going to sit out and be in the finals, so we're going to see Turnip Seed going against Barry Beffa in the finals of Gear Jammers. Okay, grudge match here. Joe Piazza going against Dominic Piazza. Too bad we couldn't set the dial for him. It would have been great to see if grandfather could beat grandson. We know right now the only way the grandson can really beat his grandfather is in reaction time. So that's how it's going to be. Who gets the better reaction time? Oh! The grandson trees the grandfather. They weren't the greatest lights, but still. I don't think I've ever seen Joe get a 322 light before, but his grandson got a 3.0, a 3.0 light, so the grandkid schools grandpa in the battle of really, 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 really bad lights. Okay, Jorge Valencia down at 16.05. Steve Del Buno Jr. down at 15-19. All right, Valencia down at 16:05. Steve Del Buono Jr. down at 15-19. And it looks like Jorge Valencia takes the win. Out, Steve Del Buono Jr. That was the semifinals of Sport Street. We're going to be Fred Flores going to be going against Jorge Valencia in the finals. All right, we're back in the street. Ron Slacklinger down at 16:35 on the O'Reilly side going against Christopher Gervais down 11:85 Toyota side. And the win will go to Ron Slackler. Down at, goes 16:44 to 16:35 down for the win. Okay, Marty Firmer down at 15:45 going against Michael Gervais down at 11:50 in the O'Reilly side. Here we go, and the winner's going to be double breakout goes to Marty Firmer. Takes the win, goes 15:35 and a 15:45 dial. Michael Gervais goes 11:25 and 11:50. Man, he was way off. Dennis Crawley, 14:30 dial, going against Christian Slett down at 12:69. And Christian Slett turns on the red light, so Dennis Crawley moves on in street. So that's going to bring us up to another finals. Gear Jammers. Okay, here we go. Barry Beffa down at 11:80. Toyota side, the finals going against Tim Turnipseed in the O'Reilly lane down at 14:40. Barry Beffa's adding to his points lead over Ron Jacks. See how it goes right now. Is he going to add a lot more or just maybe a little bit? Oh, and Barry turns on the red light. He went Roxanne 052 to the bad side of the tree. He takes second place tonight, and Tim Turnipseed takes the win. He goes, Turnipseed goes 1440 with a 6 dead on 1440 dial with a 031 light. Not bad. Okay, here it is, the finals of the big money. The guys are going for big bucks tonight. Lots of money on the line here. Nick Bublitz down in at 1296 Toyota side in the Corvette. Jonathan Pinton down in at 943 in the Eric Johnson prepared 1957 Chevy. This is going to be good. and Nick Bublitz, I said he cut a good light when he left, and it was 007 red. So Jonathan Pinton takes the win in the Eric Johnson prepared 1957 Chevy 025 on the tree. He goes 939 and a 943 dial at 140 miles an hour. Ran out the back door when he saw it had the red light. So Nick Bublitz takes second place money. Jonathan Pinnon takes the big bucks. So remember, all winners over to Sunoco Victory Lane after we're all done here. And get your pictures taken with our resident celebrity, Steve. Okay, finals of Sports Street. Jorge Valencia and Fred Flores. Valencia down at 1605 in that gas-powered diesel. Going against Fred Flores down at 1255 in the O'Reilly lane in the BMW. And Fred Flores takes the win over Jorge Valencia. He goes 1267 and 112 miles an hour for the win. Valencia goes 1631 and a 1605 dial for the loss. And that was the worst light you've seen Jorge caught all night. All right, we're in the semifinals of Street. Dennis Crawley down at 1440 going against Ron Sackler down at 1635 in the O'Reilly lane. Double breakout win goes to Dennis Crawley. He's going to go into the finals. He's going to go play against Marty Firmer in the Toyota side, who's going to have the bye run into the finals. All right, we're in the last final of the night. It's going to be the street final. Dennis Crawley down at 14.30 going against Marty Firmer down at 15.21 in the O'Reilly side. The 96 Corvette going against the Ford F-150. And the win's going to go to Marty Firmer. Takes the win, goes 15.41 at 82 miles an hour on a 15.21 miles an hour. Dennis Crawley goes 14.42 on a 14.30. Crawley had a 3.27 length to Marty Firmer's 1.11. So that's going to conclude Wednesday night for tonight. So all winners, if you want to stick around, please go to Sunoco Victory Lane. Get your pictures taken with our resident celebrity, Steve. So, on behalf of Danny DeVita and the rest of the starting line crew and the tech crew of Paul and Steve with the help of Bill Taggart, the fire safety crew, and Kyle Seipel and the rest of the tower crew, we will all thank you for coming out and supporting Wednesday night drags. And have a good night and drive safely. We'll see you in 2 weeks. So have a great time and we'll see you back here.